Welcome back to the Genus Brewing channel. Today we are finally finishing up the first of several kegerator builds. As we showed you at the beginning of last week, we already framed out this upright kegerator, and today we are doing what, Logan?
We are going to put the whole thing together, and we will be serving beer by the end of this video.
That sounds fun.
And drinking it, of course, yeah.
We drink beer? You drink beer?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't drink any beer.
Sinner. Complete sinner.
Yeah. So anyway, we have EJ Beverage. I think Peter reached out to him.
Yep.
And they were kind enough to actually send us some lines to use. So we're going to be using EJ Beverage, both gas lines and beverage lines for this build. They are an awesome company because they actually have some lines that are, for one, antimicrobial and also generally are better oxygen barrier than your regular PVC.
Yeah, but these non-PVC lines, they are going to be more durable, need to replace less often, have a better friction coefficient, and they're super bendy.
You know what? Let's get to it. Alright, so now we have our CO2 line, and I'm going to put a clamp on it to start with and slide that onto the barb of our regulator, which is going to take the high pressure from our CO2 tank here and lower that down to whatever our serving pressure is, usually somewhere around 8 to 10 psi. But that we will go over in more line balancing stuff. So just go ahead and tighten that up, and basically, I'm going to leave that off for now. Turn it on last thing once we get the rest of it hooked up. So let's go inside. Boom. Now I'm in the inside of the fridge here. I've got my gas line coming in, and I'm going to install a little manifold. This is going to split up the gas for the two kegs. Fairly straightforward. I've got 2 drywall screws, so let's just screw this right into the side of the plastic here. So I've got my clamp. I'm gonna go ahead and slide that guy on there, like so, and tighten her up. Really won't think you're strong enough, so maybe. First, I'm going to have your regular old ball lock disconnect. Gray is gas with a 5/16 inch barb, just like what we said before. So I'm going to put that on one of our gas lines, snug it up. Next, I've got more of your commercial style. This is a D-system coupler, so all of your standard American breweries are going to be using this style coupler for their kegs. Gas goes in the side, liquid's going to come out the top. So this one's going to be a little more snug because it's actually a 3/8 inch barb. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Crank her down a few cranks, and we're ready to go to the liquid side of things. On the liquid side of ball lock kegs, black is going to be for beverage, and we're going to go to a 1/4 inch barb with our 3/16 inch tubing. This we actually won't even need a clamp for because it's going to be really snug once I get it on there. Yeah, that's going to hold. That's really going to hold. So I'm just going to kind of pop it over there, push her on, get her all the way down to the end, and now it's going to look about like that. So now that I have that on there, I'm going to measure out about 6 to 7 feet of line, just because I know this tubing that we're using from EJ Beverage has a little less resistance to it than regular PVC. So I'm actually going to go for about 7 feet. And so I'm going to do that. I know my span is 5 feet, so 5 feet plus 1 plus 2, that's probably a little bit more than 7 feet.
That was like 9 feet.
Next, I have a tailpiece assembly, which is a beer nut, a barb, and a little washer in there. And I'm going to add that to the back of our shank. Finally, I'm just going to push that last piece of tube onto the barb. Just like so. So as for our commercial assembly, same kind of tailpiece that comes off of the back of your shank. And I'm just going to screw that guy onto the top here. And these you actually don't want to get much more than hand tight because you can actually over tighten that little washer and lead to leaking issues. Because this coupler is going to go to our flow control faucet on the outside, we actually don't need nearly as much line. So I'm actually just going to measure out approximately from one side to the other, which is only going to be a little over 2 feet. And that's all the more gas line I'm going to need because we can adjust the resistance from the faucet. That's one of the reasons why flow controls are so nice to have, because you don't end up with a whole bunch of extra line sitting in your keezer just taking up room. So now I'm just going to go through, double check everything's tight, maybe snug it up with a wrench real quick, and we'll be ready to serve beer. Now that we've got our system completely installed and in place, it's time to finally open up our CO2. Easy as turning the tank on, and at this point we're actually going to set our pressure down a little bit lower, which this guy just means you got to pull up on that knob, twist it down a little bit, and you're going to open that up. And now we're set just a little over 10 psi. Time to load up some kegs. Stick that guy in there. Gonna spray everything down with just a little bit of Star Sand too, off the bat. A little bit in there never hurts anything. So we're gonna find the post that has the notches. If you look really closely, you can see it on that one. That's always going to be our gas side. So now go ahead and hook that guy up, and we're serving beer. For Sankey keg, we're gonna do the same thing. Except for, I only have to spray it in 2 spots instead of 4. Spray a little bit in there, a little bit right there. And the way this guy is going to connect is do a quarter turn, and that should tighten her up, and pull out on her handle and engage it. And now we're ready to pour. One other thing I should note is that it's always best practice when you're building a new kegerator to run a little bit of sanitizer through the lines just to clean everything out. We're going to forgo that for the sake of time today. Almost forgot a drip tray, but it's time for a beer. Two very different pours.
First pour's always a little bit weird.
Cheers.
This is still filming, by the way.
Oh, still filming.
So if we want to just do our outro right now, we can do it because it's on.
Why not?
But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for our next videos. There's other stuff. Like, subscribe, comment below, join the discussion, drink beer, ask us about beer, all that.
Stay tuned next time on Genus Brewing.
Schwink. Whoop. True, we're just so good. We're just so good. You ready? I'm like right in the hole. So come through slowly and let me know. Comment below. It helps. It helps us, guys. Just comment right now. Leave us a comment. Tell us what color socks you're wearing right now. Okay, just leave a comment. Algorithms.
Put a few cranks, snug it up. Next, that just burnt out. Cut it up. Oh, it isn't high.
This is probably the time in the video when like things are popping up of other videos you can click on, and
so people that haven't watched this would like obviously click on one of those because they need to go back to the beginning and watch everything, right?
watch all the videos because it's up currently right now.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon the whole video is just going to cut out. It's going to end. Like